What's up guys, Kool-Aid here, and today I'm not only going to do my certifications guide for the engineer, but I am going to introduce you to a new series coming to my channel called the Engineer's Workshop. If you're familiar with my channel at all, you're probably familiar with the Infiltrator's Handbook, a series dedicated to the infiltrator nonetheless. Well, this is going to be a very similar series, but dedicated to the engineer. We're going to cover everything in here. Today I'm just going to do a basic certifications guide, what I think you should probably purchase with your first certs in this class. And, I will go from there, doing all sorts of different tips, tricks, guides, that sort of thing. Like I said, if you're familiar with my channel, you should be familiar with how this is going to work. So today we're just going to do a basic certifications guide. I'm going to tell you guys why the engineer is one of my favorite classes, why I like it so much, and why I think it's one of the best classes in the game. So first off, let's start with where you should put your first certs. Now, you always want to pick up some of the cheaper stuff first. You're still going to get a big bonus from this, yet it's not really going to cost you much of a cert investment. So for that, we want to look at the suit slot and the tool slot. In your tool slot, you have only one option. You have the Nano Armor Kit, otherwise known as the repair tool. And this is probably going to be the most useful, most important tool you have as an engineer. This is going to allow you to repair any vehicle in the game as well as maxes. Both very important. Vehicles are everywhere in this game, and maxes are very important to keep alive during big infantry battles, especially biolabs. Keeping up a couple maxes as an engineer can change the course of almost any biolab fight. So you're going to want to dump probably the first 90 certs, first 4 tiers you're probably going to want to pick up in that pretty quickly. After that, it jumps to 150 certs for the 4th tier and 500 for the last tier. Now, you are going to want to eventually get these if you play a lot of engineer or if you find yourself just using vehicles a lot. But for now, we will avoid these and jump up to the suit slot. Now, for the suit slot, we have 6 different options. We have the advanced shield capacitor. This is going to reduce the time it takes for your shield to come back after it's been depleted. We have the grenade bandolier. This is going to allow you to carry 1 or 2 extra grenades depending on how far you want to go in that. We have the ammunition belt. Each tier of this is going to allow you to carry 1 extra magazine for both your main weapon and your sidearm. Then we have the nanoweave armor. This is going to increase your health. We have the utility pouch, which is going to allow you to carry more C4, tank mines, that sort of thing. And then we have the flak armor. Now, for the engineer class, I would suggest going with the flak armor. This is not a bad option for any class, but for the engineer class, I like it a little bit more. Not only is this going to help prevent you take damage from infantry explosives such as C4, anti-personnel mines, and rockets, as well as grenades, obviously. But one thing this is going to do, why I suggest this for engineers, is because typically if you're in a vehicle, you're going to be playing an engineer. And when your vehicle takes damage, you're going to have to get out and repair. A lot of the times you're going to get hit with splash damage or explosions from tanks, ESFs, liberators, any vehicle that's going to be shooting at your armor. So that flak armor is going to help you absorb some of that damage while you're repairing, and it's just going to keep you alive longer. I think you're going to get a lot of use out of this as an engineer, and it is relatively cheap. You can get the first few tiers for little to no cost. The second to last tier does jump up a little bit, and then the last tier is very expensive, so we're not going to go there for now. Now, one other option in the suit slot that I do want to keep an eye on is the utility pouch. This is going to allow you to carry more anti-tank mines or C4. And right now I'm going to suggest you guys avoid that, and I have personally avoided it because it is so expensive. But I will touch on this a little bit after a while. So after you've got your suit slot, a few tiers in that and a few tiers in your nano armor kit, then you're going to have to make your first little cert investment. And for that, I would jump up to the utility slot. Now we have 3 options here. We have our anti-personnel mines, our tank mines, and our C4. Now all 3 of these are pretty good options, but the C4 is quite a bit more expensive for the rest of them, for the sole reason that you can kill both infantry and vehicles with it. I would suggest actually avoiding C4 though. I don't like it as much in this game, and I prefer the anti-tank mines and the anti-personnel mines a lot more. So first, I would recommend picking up the anti-tank mines. It's only going to cost you 100 certs to carry 2 of these, so not a real big investment there. To carry the additional one is going to cost you an extra 200 certs. You are going to want to pick up both of these. I would definitely get the first tier of this right away, though, after you've invested a few points into your flak and your nano armor kit. Anti-tank mines are one of the main reasons why I love this class. 2 anti-tank mines can kill any vehicle or any ground vehicle in this game that does not have a mine guard equipped, and not many vehicles at this point are running mine guard. You can also lay these on stationary targets, as you have noticed from this video, and it is very useful. The ability to take out enemy sunderers and stop the enemy team from spawning is an invaluable tool. Now, if you do find yourself playing engineer a lot, you are probably going to want to eventually pick up those anti-personnel mines. Just keep in mind that they do take the same spot as a restoration pack or a med pack. So if you prefer those more in infantry-based battles, then you might want to you could probably just get away with skipping the anti-personnel mines altogether. But personally, from using them on my infiltrator, I can say that they are a lot of fun. Very good at guarding points while not even being there, that sort of thing. Just keep in mind they use the exact same spot as the restoration and med pack, so you will not be able to use both. And that goes for the tank mines and the C4 as well. Alright, so next we will go to the ability slot, and here you can either buff your ammunition package or your mana turret. And I have not really talked about either of these. I think you all know by now that engineers do resupply ammunition to infantry in this game. Another invaluable tool that this class provides. Now, the reason I have not talked about the mana turret too much yet is because right now it is not all that good. It is incredibly situational. In very, very situational spots, it can be solid. I'll never say this thing is amazing, but for now, I would suggest avoiding putting any certs into that, and I would go with the ammunition package. Each tier you put into the ammunition package is going to increase the lifespan, and eventually it is going to add 1 meter to the radius. So this is a very good thing to actually put. You're going to get a lot of free points out of this, and you're going to, resupply that many more people standing in groups. It's, you can just drop one of these in a group of people and watch the free experience just flood in. Now, to touch back on the mana turret a little bit, they have talked about eventually adding in anti-vehicle or anti-air turrets, and at that point we can come back and discuss whether or not to start putting points into this. This will actually reduce the time, or increase the time it takes to overheat your turret, but for right now, as little as I find myself using the turret, I might as well go with the ammunition package. So the last ability we have is the grenade slot, and we have one option here, the sticky grenade, and it's currently broken. That's why I have not talked about it yet. It is only 100 certs, but right now it does absolutely nothing, so there's no reason to put points into this. If they fix this, or when they fix this, because it is something they will fix hopefully sooner rather than later, I would probably pick it up. It's only 100 certs. It's going to make your grenade stick to stuff. Right now grenades are really good, but they do bounce around a little erratically from time to time. And one other thing to think about is that currently, like I said, anti-tank mines can be laid under stationary targets. Now, a lot of people are rumbling about that, and I wouldn't be surprised if at some point they make it so they will have to be activated with a grenade. Now, you can do that with a normal grenade, but it might not land exactly where you want it to. With a sticky grenade, it'll just make that a little bit easier. So that's something to keep in mind for the future when they actually fix the sticky grenades, and if they actually change the anti-tank mines, which I'm hoping they do not. Now that pretty much wraps up my certifications guide. This is just a beginner's guide to get people started if you have not really played the engineer much yet. Now, a few other things to note. I did say that I was going to come back and talk about the utility pouch. If you find yourself absolutely loving anti-tank mines like I do, this might be something to invest in the future, but it is very expensive, and that's why I would avoid it to start off with. Something else, once you pick up a utility slot item, C4, tank mine, personnel mine, that is going to change your keybinds a little bit. That is now going to move that utility item to number 4. It's going to make your turret number 5. And to use your ammunition package at that point, you are going to have to hit number 5 to pull out your turret, and then you can hit B to change back and forth from your turret to your ammunition package. You can lay both down. There's no penalty to your ammunition package for buying something in a utility slot. I know some people were confused about that at some point. I think pretty much everybody knows that now, but just make sure that you realize you still have your ammunition package once you purchase something from the utility slot. Also, keep in mind that any weapon that you purchase for the engineer class can also be used on the light assault. So if you're like me and you like to use one particular gun on your engineer, chances are you're going to like to use that on your light assault as well. And any attachment you buy on your engineer will also carry over to that light assault weapon. So, that's a very cool thing about both of these classes. But that pretty much wraps it up. That's pretty much all I got today. If you enjoyed this video, please give me a thumbs up. And if you think you want to know more or want to watch more about the engineer, feel free to hit subscribe, and I will do my best to keep you pleased. But that's pretty much all I got. Like I said, as always, guys, thanks for watching, and I will talk to y'all later.